Every coffee needs a lotus.
And welcome back to our morning webinar with, of course, Ma'am Philippa Penfold. And before I call her back for the Q&A, we'd like to thank our participants right now who have been supporting us since the beginning of April, some from the last part of March. Thank you. Thank you for appreciating the free webinars we're giving you, because we at Ariva, we believe that we have to continually learn, because an ever-learning leader evolves, improves, and advances. This is our gift to you, and we thank you for receiving our gifts of learning through our speakers who offer their services pro bono. Now, we're also giving you an opportunity to give, not really give back or pay it back, but pay it forward. You are being given this platform to be part of the Bayanihan Act 2020. Bayanihan means coming together. Bayan means, of course, Bayan, it's our country. Ani means harvest. Anihan, it's our harvest time. Bayani, you're a hero. So this is, I just translated everything for Ma'am Philippa, the meaning of Bayanihan. So we'd like you to take this chance to be part of the Bayanihan Act 2020. Let's pay it forward. Let's help those who are helpless and reliant to the government for dole-outs and support, particularly the Bayan ng Mahayhay, Laguna. So whatever you'll be donating, whether it's $1 or it's 100 pesos or 200 pesos, 100% of the proceeds will be able to gather and collect will go directly to our brothers and sisters. So we are Filipinos who love not only the Filipinos who are prospering, but even more so those who are in pain and in grief. So thank you for that. From Ariva Academy, we thank you. But then again, this could have not happened without the generous support of our speakers, just like Ma'am Pip. So again, thank you, Ma'am Pip, for the pro bono.
You're very welcome.
Sharing
I'm very
of your
happy
knowledge.
to contribute.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma'am Pip. And so
when I heard that Ariva was doing the fundraiser, it was absolutely, I'm very happy to give you my time. As they say, we are not all in the same boat, but we are definitely in the same storm. So it's important that all of us help everybody who needs help at this time.
Wow, thank you so much, Ma'am Pip. And then for everyone, let's move on. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you in advance for your generosity. Before we go to the Q&A, here are our Q&A rules. Zoom participants, type in your questions, not at the chat box, but at the Q&A box. And for our participants, please click the raise button so that Ma'am Pip can see you virtually and hear your voice and answer your question personally. For our Facebook Live viewers, you can type in your question. We are streaming live via Facebook. We are being seen via YouTube, live streaming, and LinkedIn. And just a while back, President Michelle Irish Malonda Samson, Miss Irish, read the international participants. Now it's time for us to recognize the Philippine participants. If it's okay, Ma'am Pip.
Of course, absolutely.
So I'll do it alphabetically. Angeles City, Baguio City, Cagayan de Oro City, Cebu City, Davao City, General Santos City, Laguna, La Trinidad Benguet, La Union, Lingayen, Pangasinan, Malvar, Batangas, Ormoc City, Panabo City, Colomoloc, South Cotabato, Quezon Province, where I'm from, Trece Martires City, Tugigaraw, and Valenzuela City. Ma'am Pip, no pressure. But the whole Philippines is watching right now. Not only through Zoom, but via Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thank you. Now, Ma'am Pip, we have pre-sent questions, but we also have the Q&A box our reference. So let's proceed with the Q&A. One anonymous attendee asked this, or maybe, I'm not sure if it's a question. Media is being used for government's communication. Okay.
I think that one came in when I asked about it. Someone just got a little mixed up on the Q&A in the chat. That's all right.
Venus Liwanag, do we reward the team or unit who performs better than other teams? And how do we acknowledge the specific persons who contributed more to the tasks?
Venus, you have identified a very difficult question because we typically are rewarding individuals today. And when we've moved to teamwork, it's been very difficult. One company did it very successfully by literally giving everyone exactly the same. They were not differentiating at team level, but they let the teams do that. So if you thought that your teammate was not contributing, then you would vote them down in terms of percentage. So the teams were equal. It was the team members who decided on their contributions.
Thank you, Ma'am.
I think the other thing there is to think about reward effort, not just output. We used to talk output, impact. Actually, if we're talking innovation, it's what we're doing. It's the participation as well. Not that we want everyone to get a participation score, but yeah. Great question, Venus. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Pip, and thank you, Ma'am Venus. We have a Zoom live question. Edna Lynn Magnaye. Hi, Edna Lynn.
Hi.
Where are you, Edna Lynn Magnaye? Edna Lynn? Okay, well, our tech department is handling the glitch. Can we move on to the next question, Ma'am Pip?
Absolutely, no problem.
Okay, anonymous attendee, what kind of technology do you suggest HR professionals can use to keep track and ensure employees' productivity and quality output, especially since remote working is now being employed? Thank you.
Yeah, this is a difficult one, and I'm not surprised you asked it anonymously. It is a challenging one at this time. There have been some companies that have been implementing tools to monitor people, whether they're sitting at their desks, whether they are, what there is even on their screen. They're snooping on what's on their screen. I'll be honest, I do not agree with this. I do not think that sitting in front of our computer means that we are productive. I don't think that not looking at Facebook does not mean we are productive. If we're sitting in the office, we're not looking at the screen doing work 24/7. We need breaks. We talk to people, we use the washroom. The same happens at home. The other reason I don't like this is these are not normal times. We cannot expect, or we should not expect people to be productive when they're worried about their children, when they're worried about trying to keep their elderly parents safe. This is not a normal time to be pushing on productivity. Companies that are focused on productivity as an input rather than an output, I think are losing a huge opportunity to demonstrate trust and build a better culture with their employees. Because that type of culture, that monitoring culture, that's not where you want to be in a new normal. What are we going to do? End up a virtual police state? That's the end. That's the end goal. So there are no technologies I would recommend, because I would not recommend technology that could do this. There's definitely some around. Think about how else you can reframe the problem to solve it in other ways. Often it is management pushback and education. I know that is the harder way.
Thank you, Ma'am Pip. It is true, no? Because some people would think being policed and the managers breathing down their necks, micromanagement, there will be no trust. Trust will be gone.
Exactly.
They'll
Are
leave
you
the
exactly right, Harold? I have seen exactly that. There's some organizations that have responded by micromanaging and it's imploding. The trust is gone, the culture is toxic, and it was good in the office, and it's just absolutely, crashed and burned. So yeah, we all need to keep an eye on that as HR people. I know we usually struggle with micromanagers in the workplace. This is even more important. Completely agree, Venus. Micromanagement is a leadership failure. Great point. Absolutely.
I agree.
Clearly, I'm passionate about this. Sorry, Hal. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Pip, and thank you, Ma'am Venus, for affirming the points of view of Ma'am Pip and myself as well. Ma'am Joanne Tacorda, productivity in a work from home setting is always a bone of contention. From your experience and using a tech lens, what are basic must-haves to ensure it's productivity again?
But I think it's from a personal point of view. So I'll share personal experience because it's been very different today than normal. Coming up to agreements with people in my household about when I get to work. So everybody's left now. I didn't kick them out of the house. Otherwise, you'd hear toilets flushing and
get out of my
room. This is how we live now. So having to make agreements so that there are times I can be productive, and there are times I'm orientated with family. And I think we just have to, be realistic and know that everybody is in this place at the moment. For me, the technology that I use is not necessarily what I'm using, but is what is sitting in between. So the effectiveness of the tech is also limited and guided by its use by the person I'm working with. I'm going to take a slight there is a really important point I want us all to think about for our employees. This is very relevant in Philippines and many other markets in our region across Asia. While we can assume we have laptop, we have internet, we've got headphones, we've got lighting, even though it's a funny light. This is we are lucky. Many do not. Many do not have a reliable laptop. We're talking about people working on phones in cupboards with very bad internet. The idea, so when you're talking about making sure the basic must-haves, everyone has to have internet. I was talking to someone from World Vision. They made sure in a lot of the countries, everyone had good, solid internet paid for. Laptops, hardware, we've got to have the hardware. Without decent hardware, we cannot work. And the third thing is the security, the software. It's not necessarily the tools, it's how do we help them maintain security at this time, cybersecurity. So they are the three basic must-haves: solid technology, internet, and cybersecurity taken care of. And the rest of it, we just have to work out with the people in our families.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Pip. We also have pre-sent questions. This morning, I received it from our department, from Ariva, working in Parañaque remotely. From Kana Patricia Apostol. Do you think working remotely will be part of the new normal? How do you suggest HR professionals assure quality output and productivity from their employees despite not being able to physically monitor them? I think that has been addressed. What do you think is the best way to onboard employees and hire remotely? And how can we best support employees with the highest risk profiles? New hires?
It's Patricia, yes? It was Patricia who asked?
It was Oh, yes. Kana Patricia.
Fantastic questions. I'm going to leave the productivity piece, but the others absolutely very important. Yes, simply. I think more of us are going to work from home in different ways, especially when the kids go back to school and other people go back to office because we can't all do it at the same time. But yes, I think we have now seen what is possible, which we didn't before. Where we thought we could not work remotely, we now can. So yes, I think more people will work from home. There's a great article. I will update the slideshow with this article and make sure it's shared with everyone. It's on MIT, from MIT, and it's an article by a professor from London Business School called Linda Grattan. She is an organization specialist, and she shared something really interesting, a study. 46% of people wanted to go back to the office to connect with people. So I think when we are all desperate just to reconnect. I think when we do, we need to rethink how are we getting this balance right? What is enough? What work needs to be done where? How are we giving the control and the choice to people to manage? So yes, but I don't know how. And I think that the answer is different for everybody. And we need to engage and talk and ask our employees to find out what that might be like. The second point, I loved your question around onboarding and recruitment. Someone said the other day, you know what, if we are working virtually, I don't need to recruit from our city. In fact, I don't even need to recruit from my country. I can recruit globally. And I thought, oh goodness, I hadn't even thought of that. But he's right. If that is what we're doing, if this is what we can do, that all sorts of things have opened up, all sorts of opportunity of how we're working. Some companies, and I'm not going to go into it because I know other companies have done better with onboarding, but the onboarding component, yes, there is the technical and the work, but that's social piece. It is the social piece where onboarding either succeeds or falls down. How do we do that online? I'm not sure. I don't have all the answers. At the moment, we need to be asking a lot of the right questions. And you guys absolutely have got the right questions that you're asking and thinking about. We'll come back together maybe in a month or two and talk more answers.
And you've got, you've given great answers. Thank you, Ma'am Pip. On that, well, as a follow-up question to what has been asked a while back. So this is about training their people. Now, I lost it. So, from Regina Angeli Tobias, how can HR technology be used in corporate training? She never mentioned if it's tech training, hard skills, or soft skills, but
it's a good one. And there's a lot of the learning platforms and learning technologies are changing very rapidly. Back in the old days, if you're of my vintage, you remember we just took PowerPoint and put them onto online, and then we had learning management systems. And what we were managing, they looked actually very like performance management systems. There may have been competency frameworks built in there, but really what we were following is, did someone tick, get it done? Tick, yes, they did it. They may have a score, and that was pretty much it. It has evolved into much more of an experience. There is so much information available. The important thing today is, when do we need to know what we need to know? Now, I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but I know a lot about, say, AI is my favorite, is my topic, but you don't need to know anything about it until you need to know something. And then what do you need to learn? What is it that you need to know about AI at that point? That learning, I think Josh Burson coined the phrase learning in the flow of work, and that's what he means. Wow. How do we make sure that the learning and the information is available when a person needs it? We've still got a long way to go on this, I'll be honest. I think there is going to be much more intuitive tools shared and coming out around learning experience platforms, but there's a lot more opportunity, let's say, as we move forward into learning. I'm also a big fan of blended learning. I don't believe in fully online or necessarily fully offline. If I had to choose, honestly, I'd go fully offline more than fully on, because because we're human beings. This is sometimes the connection is important, particularly in workshops and those sorts of things. So I wish I had a simple answer for you. There are so many out there that is very hard to refine. I would prioritize, what do your people need to know and in what format? Okay, so the online compliance training, this is not what we're talking about. How are we giving them learning so that they're improving in their work? The answer actually lies with the employees. If you know what it is they need because you go and ask them, then you'll know what you're looking for in the technology, because there's so much, it's a dizzying amount of technology out there. I know we all know in terms of HR tech. Who knows where to start sometimes?
Thank you, Ma'am Pip.
Thanks for the question. I'm sorry?
And thank you for your answer.
You're welcome.
In fact, right now we're bombarded with, just like, scanning my newsfeed, Facebook. Right now, there are 27 live webinars just right now at this time of the day, which means that there's a temptation for us to learn as much as we can, and then some of them, if not most of them, will not be useful as of that moment. So thank you for letting us know about what to prioritize, what learnings should be focused on at that particular moment.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, Mary Catherine Para. Hi, Pip. Challenges we have right now is keeping the employees engaged. Do you have any ideas or suggestions on activities we can do using the mentioned available tech tools?
Great question. We're all struggling with this. I've heard people share things from online yoga to baking contests, being much more realistic. I think we've all become very human. It's not every day I admit I've got pajamas on the bottom half. We've all become much more human through this experience. I think anyone who's tried to hold up the facade of everything being perfect and clean and organized, while we could have done it at work, it came crumbling down when we moved into our homes with our families and everything else that's going on. So it is difficult. We are competing for their attention because we've got a lot going on. We are all at home. It is a very unusual time. I think the engagement actually starts there. Yeah. Recognizing that this is an unusual time and that engagement is going to dip. There was another webinar I've been doing a lot as well and attending a lot. There was a great webinar, I think it was through MIT, on a survey of senior HR professionals globally and how they have been responding and the impact on the workforce and their engagement. The most important, the most impactful for keeping people engaged was the degree of empathy exhibited by leadership.
Wow.
It's not talking about productivity. It's not talking about, how to keep that product going out to the market and our sales targets and all that. It was being human. Wow. And I think that it really spoke to me. As Hal knows, I love tech, but only when it blends for the human. It's not one or the other. It's always both. But this time I actually think that there has been a unique opportunity for companies to show their human side like there never has been before. So if you want to engage, make sure you are showing enough empathy, and not just you, because I'm sure as HR you are. It is the leadership team is demonstrating empathy towards everyone. Find out how they are feeling and then engage. Baking contests, yoga situations, Friday drinks, Zooms, all sorts of things. In fact, get them to suggest what might work for them. It could be a kids get to know each other session. Wow. Because the engagement is not necessarily the engagement of work. The engagement is keeping the head and heart together so that they are prioritizing work and they come back to work. I'm sure a lot of us think now they've been out, that decision that they made to leave their company, that was the right one. We want to make sure that we're reinforcing people's decision to stay. So you want engagement, empathize.
Empathize, I love it. Again, I am impressed by you teaching us to balance AI and tech with the human factor. We remain to be human. That's your life message. since
It
last
is.
year I first heard you
Yes.
speak on the platform. Thank you so much. There's
Very
hope
welcome.
for Utopia.
Yes. Yes, there is. There
There's
is.
hope for Utopia. Now, I'm sorry we don't have much time anymore, Ma'am Pip. We're just down to the last question. Time flies so fast. We're having
It
fun.
does. It does. I'm having fun. I hope is everyone else having fun? And I hope
Every-
it's not such a boring webinar as they have. I've been on some really boring ones. I hope it's not too boring for everyone.
You have been connected you have been connected, collaborative, you have been creative. That's why we right now are willing to work with you. So for the last question from Regina Angelito Bias, Pip, kindly just clarify what you meant by allowing people to learn what interests them. What do we need to do or change if we are pushing for certain competencies or have prescribed courses for particular people?
We do this in HR. So this is a great question. Thank you. We have built this funny system where we have our competency frameworks and our job families and our career paths. And the entire learning system is designed to move people up the ladder. Now, we know ladders rarely exist. They're disintegrating before our eyes. In fact, going further up the ladder is not necessarily where we go to maintain employability anymore, let alone learning. My advice, it is very difficult to throw that away. And there is some relevance. So, and it has a stigma, an approach, an attitude towards it, both as HR, as managers, as an employees. So, you know what? Wrap it in a bow. It's okay. It's not bad. It's our history. It's not bad. It's just not as relevant as it used to be. Put it aside. Thank it very much and say, that is great. It has a role. Put it aside. And then think of, if we were starting with a clean slate, what would we do? What would we do with helping people foster their curiosity? Because the first thing to find out is, what are they curious about? Where do they spend their time learning about different things? Now, I'll share a quick story. When so after years and years in HR, I think I'd got to 17 years of corporate HR. And then I heard this thing called AI. I'm thinking, I've got no idea what that is. I'm Googling away. I didn't know what it was. Long story short, I had to go out and discover what it was for myself. I discovered learning opportunities in person. It was actually the main one was at a place called SG Innovate, which is an incubator in Singapore that has open events and discussions on this topic. I was the only HR person there, and I'll be honest, sometimes all I understood was the person introductions. This is really hardcore tech. And I stayed there. I stayed because I really wanted to learn. The thing is, no one in the business, in any company I was in, ever asked me what I am interested in. There was no way of saying, actually, I'm interested in learning about this. What do I do? I think the first step for us is to ask our employees, what are you curious about? What would you like to learn about? You'll find some consistencies. It may seem strange that an HR person is curious about AI, but it is a benefit if you know it in the workplace. So with that in mind, start by asking. Once you know what they're interested in, talk to them about the format they like. And then the answer about what tech platform becomes very clear. You may find it's actually informal community groups. It's not just a tech platform. You may have lots of lunch and learns of very random people coming together to watch a YouTube video. That helps your cross-cultural, your cross-functional collaboration. It helps, satisfy curiosity. And it's not destroying anything that exists beforehand. It's not rebuilding it. I tend to think our past and our future need to live side by side as we reinvent. A lot say, oh, well, this past, rubbish. No, it had a role. It was good. Let's build upon the strength of it with something different. So, number one, ask them. Ask them.
Thank you, Ma'am Pip, and thank you for the wonderful message you've given us. The last minute of our show is called The Takeaway.
Yeah.
Distilling all your life's experiences in the past many years as an HR practitioner, AI expert, what will be the nuggets of wisdom you'd like to leave us and our viewers, not only via Zoom, but also Facebook Live, YouTube, and LinkedIn?
Hi, everyone, wherever you are joining from. Nuggets. Now, I'm not going to stick to my script of the presentation. I would say embrace technology. It's great. It's so much fun. And it does not replace everyone on this call. I know you are, like me, as an HR person, with your interest area. We need to bring human and tech together. I do not want a world where the human and tech is brought together only by technologists. It needs people like us involved. It doesn't matter if we're trying to instill human into the empathy of our leaders in this point of this crisis, or whether we're talking about how do we bring people together to innovate in the future. Technology is always part of the solution, but we must always be thinking about how we blend the two together for a human tech future.
Thank you so much. Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much, Ma'am Philippa P. Penfold. Everyone, put your hands together. Clap, clap, clap. Thank you. Ma'am Pip, we hope...
Everyone can see my great...
No. You know what? What we see is a beautiful human being, AI expert, but at the same time, fully human. And that's the most...
Like everybody else here. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. Feel free to send me other questions separately over LinkedIn. I'd love to engage. Take care. Please stay safe.
You
everybody.
too. Take care, Ma'am Pip, and the rest of the household. Take care, everyone. See you in the Philippines.
Yes, I look forward to coming back. As soon as there's flights, I'll see you all there. I look forward to it.
Thanks,
you, guys.
Thank you, Ma'am Pip. And for our participants, don't go away, because as Ma'am Pip fades out, enters our president, Miss Irish. Hello, Miss Irish. Grabe, sobrang galing.
Yes, it was
brilliant.
Indeed an insightful and fun e-learning session from Miss Pip Penfold. Thank you so much, Miss Pip. Okay, and Sir Howell?
What's my takeaway?
Yes.
You know what? My takeaway is not only the 4C's she shared, not only about creativity, communication, collaboration, and connection. Not only that, my greatest takeaway is the affirmation of the fact that my first impression of Ma'am Pip August last year, remains
HR Congress.
HR Congress in the Philippines remains to be true. That she is the person, fully human, embracing technology, so that in this time of dystopia, we can bring utopia back. We can be in control. We will live in an ideal life. Why? Because technology is not an enemy. It's also not our God, but this is a tool for human beings to be more human. So that's my takeaway. Thank you, Ma'am Pip.
I agree.
Thank you, Ma'am Pip.
So mine is technology isn't the solution until you understand the problem.
Wow.
And then it is only part of the solution. So with that, thank you, Miss Pip.
Thank you, also, Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Howell, for moderating our e-learning session. I'll be seeing you this
afternoon
for another e-learning series from our speaker, Dr. Indigo Triplet.
And I'm thankful that we have women CEOs joining us. 3 CEOs. And then one president, 2 CEOs, 3 beautiful women leaders. Miss Irish, Ma'am Pip, and then later on this afternoon, Dr. Indigo. It's a pleasure. I am one lucky man.
Okay, I'll see you later, Sir Howell. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And guys, please don't go away. This is not yet the end of our e-learning session. I would like to thank our partners. So please allow me to thank our official media partner, Art Plus Magazine, digital media partners, Focus Media, Globaltronics, City Advertising Ventures, Outcome, Elevate Media. Thank you to our win-win partners, Brother, Faber-Castell, Glutacy, Moringa O2, KFC, Mr. Donut, Tokyo, Lotus Biscoff, Boss Job, Sir Technology Inc., Pinma Properties. Thank you to Salary Jet, Ilawi Korea, Kidosuan and Carpo Consulting. Thank you also to Enchanted Kingdom, Disperse, Cosmetech Philippines Inc. And if you want to place your ads here, advertise your company, your logo, please email us at marketing@ariva.com.ph. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. It's Ariva Academy Philippines Inc. Please scan this QR code and this will be directed to our Facebook page. Don't forget to like us, Ariva Academy Philippines Inc. And for those of you who want to watch again the replay of our e-learning sessions and our previous e-learning sessions, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. Again, it's Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. For our upcoming online learning sessions, please register. We would like to invite you another series for HR Virtual Summit PH 2020. So for details and to register, please visit our website www.ariva.com.ph. We have invited international and local subject matter experts to share with us some insights on HR in the new normal of world of work. Okay. This will be later in the afternoon. We will be joined by Dr. Indigo Triplet. She will be discussing from surviving to thriving in the new normal. So don't forget, guys, 3 to 4:30 p.m. And on May 4th, this coming Monday, we will be having again Professor Ricky De Vera, and he will be discussing the VUCA leadership, transforming a COVID-19 situation. So please don't forget to register. And on May 6th, Wednesday, we will be having Sally Foley Lewis. She will be discussing leading productively in turbulent times. 10:30 to 11:30. Okay, and we will be having three guest speakers. This will be on May 6th, Wednesday. Be more with less. How to stay positive, healthy, and productive during tough times. We will be having none other than Mr. Howell Mabalot, Coach Randy Esguerra, and Miss Susette Shapno. And on Thursday, May 7, we have invited Mr. Ronnie Turla. He will be discussing best practices on human resource planning during uncertain times. We would like to invite you on our e-learning masterclass, Online Selling from Home, How to Use FB, IG, and LinkedIn for your business. This will be on May 7, and this will be discussed by none other than the Asia's Millennial Guru, Mr. Jonathan Yabut. And on May 8th, we invited Mr. Roger Colliantes, none other than Mr. Roger Colliantes. He will be discussing Don't Waste a Good Crisis, How to Thrive, Not Just Survive during a global pandemic. Don't forget to register May 8th. We have another e-learning masterclass. We would like to invite you to register, Leading a Work from Home Workforce, How to Manage and Develop Remote Teams. This will be on May 14 and will be discussed again by Mr. Jonathan Yabut. If you want to customize an e-learning session exclusive for your team, for your company, invite our guest speakers, invite our Ariva partner speakers, please do reach me at 0916-695-4418, or you may email me at irish.arivaacademy@gmail.com. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Hope we can see you again this afternoon. From surviving to thriving in the new normal, we will be having Dr. Indigo Triplet. Again, this is Irish Malonda in Ariva Academy. It's all about being better. Be safe and stay home, guys. Good morning. Bye-bye.